Let's see if we remember all that we have learnt. We get water from rain. We use water in many ways. Water is very useful for plants, and animals need it to survive. Water is stored in water tanks, in cities, and in wells, pots, and buckets in villages. We must drink only boiled and filtered water. We must keep the water we drink clean and covered. Store and score. An activity. Let's see how much you know about storing water. Match it with its right container. You are the perfect water sorter. You are the perfect water sorter. You are the perfect water sorter. Wondrous water. What do you think you would do if there was no water for you to brush, bathe, and drink too? Oh, no water in the taps, no rain, no water in the sea. Oh, what a pain! What do you think you would do if there was no water for you? What you will learn. At the end of this module, you will be able to identify the uses of water, list the ways to store water, and describe what needs to be done to make water drinkable. From the time you get up till you go to sleep, can you tell me the number of times you use water? You use water to brush your teeth, to bathe, to drink. Your father uses it to wash his car, to water the plants. Your mother uses it to cook your food, to clean the house, to wash your clothes. Your dog uses it to drink, to bathe. The list can go on and on and on. Water is very useful to you and for plants and animals too. So the weather may be hot or cold, wet or dry, clear or cloudy. The weather is always changing. It may change from day to day or even from hour to hour. How does the weather affect us? Let us get back to Dev, who had asked his father a question. Do you remember? The answer is the weather affects the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and the things we do. Ice creams and cold glasses of juice are welcome when the weather is warm. Hot and spicy food are what you feel like having when the weather is cold, cloudy, or rainy. Have you tried wearing a sweater when it is very hot? What happens? You start sweating and feeling uncomfortable. What happens if you wear a thin cotton shirt when it's very cold or raining heavily? You will feel cold or become wet. So what do? We wear clothes that are suited for the weather. When the weather is warm, we wear thin cotton clothes that keep us cool. Wearing a raincoat or a waterproof jacket keeps us dry in rainy weather. Brrr, it's cold. Take out the woolens that Grandma knitted for you and feel warm and cozy. Sometimes the weather also affects what we do. We can go for a walk, play in the park, and go for a swim in pleasant weather. We can play only indoor games when it's rainy. Animals are divided into groups based on their similarities. Mammals, reptiles, fishes, amphibians, birds, and insects. Mammals have hair on their body and they feed their young ones with their milk. Reptiles have scales on their body and lay eggs. Fishes have scaly skin and have gills which help them breathe in water. Amphibians live in or near water. Birds have feathers, wings, scaly legs, feet with claws, and a beak. All insects have 6 legs and many of them have wings. Here is an interesting activity on animal groups. Observe the picture and click on the right option to indicate the animal group.
We better hurry, or else we'll be late to school. Moby, are you okay? Cool, the tree roots are breaking through the sidewalk. Yeah, I know sidewalks are made of hard rock, but rocks can change. Why do rocks break down? Weathering happens when rocks and minerals break down in nature. Weathering can happen in different ways. Sometimes the roots of plants can grow into rocks and split them apart. That's what happened to the sidewalk. Weathering also happens when wind blows sand against rocks. Over thousands of years, the rocks break down and change shape. Weathering can also happen with water and ice. Water can get inside of a rock and freeze. When water freezes, it expands or gets bigger. Over time, freezing water can make the cracks deeper and bigger, and the rock can break apart. Rocks are made of minerals, and water can change some minerals. Copper is a mineral found in some rocks. Over time, air and water can change copper and turn it green. In the right environment, weathering can help form caves. A cave can form when water runs inside cracks in limestone rock. Over time, the limestone becomes softer and breaks down, and holes can start to form. It can take thousands of years for a cave to form. How can land change? When rocks break down, they can be carried away to different areas. Well, when waves crash into rocks, bits of rock are washed into the ocean. Eventually, the weathered rocks break down into tiny pieces and become sand. Then the sand can wash away to different places. Erosion happens when rocks and soil are carried away by wind, water, and other forces. Rivers and streams can break down rocks and carry them far away. Over time, a river can wear away land to form a canyon. A glacier is a large body of ice that moves really slowly and picks up bits of land as it moves. Over millions of years, a glacier can wear away at mountains and leave behind valleys. Landforms look different because weathering and erosion have changed areas in different ways. People can change land too. Plant roots help keep soil in place. When people clear land for farms or buildings, erosion happens a lot faster. The soil can wash away more easily. People also change land when they build roads or buildings. Land is always changing in different ways. You're right, Moby. The weathered sidewalk isn't too safe. Well, that's one way to make it safe.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you say them with